And I'm back home after day one, rounds of tests. Uh, Survived the whole trip, the whole ordeal. Uh, there were some very stressful points, but I came through it. I survived, and you can too. Uh, it is. It was quite an adventure today. Um, to go into a little more detail of what I went through, again, there's certain things about confidentiality, the basics. Filled out some forms, questionnaires. It was about 2 hours of interview with some tests thrown in. I think they were IQ tests. I'm not 100% certain. Um, uh, Word association, moving blocks, picking out images, that kind of thing. So I think it was an IQ test. I don't know how well I did at this point. It's also kind of irrelevant. I mean, most standardized IQ tests are, only measure 1 or 2 degrees of intelligence, and there's, multiple degrees of intelligence. We know this. But anyway, that wasn't hard. I mean, I did get emotional at some points, because I was talking about my reasonings for being here. I had to talk about some of the worst moments of my life. I was dealing with professionals, so honestly, I felt comfortable enough. I mean, I wasn't born with a shame gland. I never bothered to download that particular app, so I knew everything was confidential, and so I just said what was real. There were some bizarre questions, not gonna lie, even to me. Questions about, well, I don't know, I probably can't get into it. If you've ever taken some online tests, if you've at least taken that step, you might get some weird questions. Guys, just answer them honestly. You want an honest answer, because she asked me at one point. I said, because I've done a lot of research. I've listened to a lot of other people, and my ex Lauren, she told me, don't psych yourself out. Don't give yourself a condition you might not have, and she's right, of course. But so I told her, that the woman who interviewed me, and she said, what happens if, you don't come back with a diagnosis of autism? What if it's something else? I said, it's got an answer to it. I said, that's all I need, I said, I have gifts, I have talents, I have abilities. They may be focused in a singular line or a small degree. I said, but I want to do something with my life, with what I can do, with how I think. I want to help others. I want to leave an impact. I don't want to be a clerk for the rest of my life. And it was a little emotional for me. She said, one way or another, you're going to leave here with a workup, with a write-up. You're going to leave here with a report. You're going to have somewhere to go. And she said, we'll help you find where you need to go from here, in your area, whether it's in the direction of autism or something else. She said, we'll help you find the next step. And that was all I needed to hear. That was a big relief. And honestly, if you've ever thought to yourself, or you're tired of hearing what's wrong with you said to you over and over and over again in different ways from different people, I'm telling you, whether you do this gradually with multiple sessions, or you jump into the deep end and join a official study like I have, get tested. If it's just a question, if it's I noticed I have traits like this, or I constantly hear this, and take some online tests, listen to some other people with HFA who are on the spectrum, just get some bearings, and then from there, get an official test. I don't want to hammer this too hard. I'm going to get preachy, I know, but it's important. And again, I lived through day one. In 5 days, I'll have an answer. And I gotta do this again, but hey, I already know the roads, I know the buildings, I know the procedures, I know the general times, and I will keep you guys updated.